It's finally here. Summer, except not really. What we have over here, it's the middle of October, and finally we have our new character and support card banners, the Summer Maruzensky Summer Special Week, as well as the Sweep Tosho and Winning Ticket SSR cards. And a lot of you guys are wondering, should you pull for these cards? And if you've been watching this channel from, the launch of Global, you pretty much know my opinion on these cards and these characters specifically. But in case you wanted a little more details, a little more understanding on why some of these characters are good, why even Summer Special Week might be better than you expected, look no further than this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy videos like these, and use code MAMBO for 10% off your GamerSupps orders. Let's go ahead and get started. So, first thing we're going to talk about is Special Week. Special Week, the summer outfit. First of all, outfit, the swimsuit, bathing suit, amazing. It's so good. It really matches her design, her aesthetic. I believe she has technically a different kind of hairstyle. Her hair is kind of tied up behind her. And yeah, I mean, what's not to love about bathing suits? We have Special Week. Her basically, I mean, as far as all the other outfits go, her aptitudes are gonna remain the same. Her stat bonuses are not that bad, right? If you look at 10% stamina, 10% power, these are relevant stats. As well, you have 10% guts. Now, this character, if you compare her to her other version, the original version, right? We could see over here, you have 20% stamina and 10% wit. What type of character is Special Week? The long story short of it is that while Special Week, the original outfit, is way more of a pace chaser, you can see that she has the Gourmand skill, right? She does have Outer Swell, but she has Gourmand as a healing skill on her kit, right? As well as a Hydrate as an innate skill, right? Her unique skill Shooting Star also activates if she's towards the front, near the end. But when she's towards the front, anywhere between 2nd and 5th, and she needs to overtake, or rather after she's overtaken someone, to get that extra speed boost. In the case of Summer Special Week, you have a Healing Super. This is a healing unique skill, and do not be fooled by this second effect. This is following, or rather, with the Japanese Umamusume sort of version, and this the skill got buffed, right? This skill has been buffed. It gives you a speed boost, but in our global version, as it stands now, when Special Week is going to be released, we only get the heal. And I can check this right now, actually, because this video is kind of late, let's be honest. Because if we take a look over here on Twitter, it says recover endurance by relaxing after activating 2 skills mid-race. So the skill is good, okay? It is a healing skill, right? Healing skills are not bad at all. They're actually pretty nice. And having the condition of activating for just going off of 2 mid-race skills is pretty easy. You need to be anywhere between 2nd and 7th position. So pretty much as long as you're not a front runner, you're good to go. This unique skill is very, very flexible. And, it has a really easy activatable condition. In fact, you can control it even, right? By having and choosing when, or choosing the mid-race skills that you learn, right? Which gives you a large amount of predictability of when exactly this unique skill activates. Now, that said, it's still just a healing skill. Remember, you do not get the speed boost. So, moving on, the innate skills. You have Ramp Up. Now, Ramp Up, in my memory, is a little bit expensive, but it's still a pretty good mid-race skill. And you also have Position Pilfer, another mid-race skill that only applies to late surgers. And you'll kind of see this theme for Special Week Summer Edition, is that she is kind of meant to be more of a late surger. Now, over here in the innate skills, without any potentials, you already have your 2 mid-race skills for Dazzling Diver to go off, right? Let's say you don't want to make her a late surger and you're running on a medium distance track. You can also use Thunderbolt as well, because this is a mid-race skill. She's kind of a mid-race specialist, if you will, and mid-race is really good, especially if you're getting the best skills for mid-race, which are velocity skills, skills that improve your target speed. Because during the mid-race, your target speed is capped, and any skill that you add on to that is going to improve it, and you'll accelerate to that new speed pretty quickly. Now, moving on from this, right, you get the skills for Dazzle and Diver. What about the Awakenings? Well, Sunny Days, you know, very relevant, or rather very easy to activate for a lot of different tracks, especially for CM. So not too bad at all. It is just a guts increase. But that said, it's another skill increase if you have extra stats and skill points. You have level 3 Fast and Furious. This is a late searcher skill. It's a gold version of Position Pilfer, if I'm not mistaken. There it is over there. And definitely not bad at all. It's a mid-race velocity skill, and it's gold. So not a bad skill. You have level 4 Tail Held High, and this is really cool because Tail Held High activates after you've activated 3 skills in the mid-race. What are your 3 skills, you might ask? Well, you're probably going to get Fast and Furious. You're probably going to get Ramp Up, and you don't need to buy the unique skill, but this counts as a mid-race skill. So Tail Held High has a very, very easy way to activate off Special Week, and Tail Held High is a very valuable skill. You can find a lot of parents out there that are able to give you maximum amount of discounts, and it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's 100 base cost. So this gets really, really cheap. It's very efficient. It's 3 seconds, 15 centimeters per second. Just look at like Fast and Furious, which is, or rather Position Pilfer, which is 1.8 seconds and 15 centimeters per second, right? This is an incredible skill, bang for your buck, just in like actually just raw numbers as well, right? So Tail Held High, very, very good skill. And this kit is basically built to activate this. Moving forward, you have level 5, It's On. Increased velocity when passing another runner mid-race. This isn't acceleration, it's a gold version of Ramp Up. And, you know, if it's a gold version of Ramp Up, not too bad as well. This also has a cooldown, right? It activates only in the mid-race. So this isn't too bad, especially on longer distance races. If this can activate twice, you might be seeing a late surger pass like some trailing front runners in the mid-race because of this skill. It's actually kind of good. So I definitely think Special Week is definitely not the highlight of this banner, amazingly enough. I mean, we've only talking about really good upsides of Special Week, but even though she is not the highlight of the banner, she is very good. These are skills that you can get from the events. Tokyo race scores, Nakayama race scores, these are great. Fighter is good for late surges, even more skills for her kit. You get home stretch haste, corner adept, help you discount the professor curvature. There's just not really anything bad you can say about Special Week. Why is she not the highlight of this banner, you might ask? The reason why Special Week is not the highlight of this banner is because she is a good racer, and that's kind of it. She's not a parent, right? She's not a skill, or rather, healing skills are not good to pass down to Umas because when inherited, they only give you as much of 1.5% of a heal, right? Which is comparable to a white skill. And on top of that, the base cost is incredibly high. So this is just not an ideal parent. You're never going to want Special Week, this version, as a parent to your Umamusume. You would actually want the original version because at the very least, you get like some kind of speed boost, right? And that's not too bad. That's also like a pretty decently easy condition. This one is just a white heal for extremely high cost, and that's usually easy to discount. It's usually not too hard to find. So a Special Week Summer is a good racer. She's not the best late surger for sure, but she's very, very good, and definitely you're gonna see a lot of them in upcoming CMs when she is appropriate for the track. Moving forward, you have her ultimate, and I was able to pull this video. Please enjoy her ulti animation. Running on a pier, and it looks like she slips. Very silly. But very cool shot of all the sea creatures she's sharing the sea with. Very, very cool. Very cute outfit as well. definitely one of my favorites. So there you go. That's Special Week Summer. Moving on from that, you have Maruzensky Summer Edition. This is the highlight. This is the most incredible banner. Now, I notice a lot of YouTube, there seems to be a lot of discourse about maybe possibly skipping Maruzensky or that she's not that good. Now, there is like a little bit of truth to that, okay? There's a yes and a no. First of all, you're pulling on this if you do, right? There is a character that is going to come up that is going to sort of outshine Summer Maruzensky, right? In terms of the meta, in terms of being like an excellent front runner, right? Because, I mean, spoiler alert, she's a really good front runner, and we'll talk exactly about that. The other Umamusume that people are probably talking about is going to be Valentine's Mihono Bourbon. Now, Valentine Mihono Bourbon is going to be coming out quite a bit later, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be after the New Year's, and it's going to be right here. Valentine Mihono Bourbon with Valentine Asian Flash. This is estimated to come out around February, right? Late February, early March. And I mean, according to my calendar, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere between 4 and 5 months, right? Closer to 5 months, if that. So, that is, you know, maybe not a lot of time for some people, but I mean, to me, that's quite a bit of time. So that's up to you to decide, because if you take a look at Mihono Bourbon Valentine, you could see that as a frontrunner, she has really good stat growths. She also has like focus. She has fast pace. She has frontrunner savvy, escape artist, groundwork, the elusive groundwork that is like the must-have for all frontrunners. That is on her kit. She has groundwork, and on top of that, she has concentration, the gold version of focus. She's kind of like redefines what a good frontrunner is all about. That being said, it's like 5 months until you get her following from Maruzensky's release, and that might be too long. Now, you also might be familiar with the fact that when you make a frontrunner comp, a frontrunner team, you're gonna want to run them in a pack. At least 2. You want at least 2 frontrunners, but it's advised that you want 3 because you want as many shots as possible to get and use the angling and scheming skill that is with Saiyan Sky. The ultimate that I'm talking about is over here. Essentially, if you've been paying attention at all to Cancer Cup, you know that with a frontrunner, you need angling and scheming to be inherited, right? Because this is a very good acceleration skill, activates at the best time in a lot of different tracks. You need also groundwork with 3 green skills to activate it as soon as possible. Now, Mihono Bourbon, not only does she have groundwork, she also has frontrunner savvy, which by virtue of being a frontrunner already activates and contributes to groundwork's activation counts, right? It needs 3 skills to activate in the early race in order for it to activate, to get this acceleration that's crazy. It's a good skill. It's basically a must-have for frontrunners, okay? That's the long story short of it. However, until then, Maruzensky is gonna be very good. Let's just count the amount of Champions Meetings, the different cups that are coming up. You have Champions Meeting Sagittarius Cup, right? So that is 1. That's a long distance track, sure. You have 2 Scorpio, right? Medium 2,000 meters. You have 3 Libra, that's 3,000 meters long. You will have a Virgo Cup, 1,600 meter mile, that's 4. And then you have Leo Cup, which is 5. So you have 5 CMs here, okay? Now, I'm not gonna obviously say, look, you're gonna make your carrots back by rolling for Summer Maruzensky. I'm not gonna say that. But if you wanted a competitive frontrunner team, you want to build frontrunners, right? And you want to have a really good shot at winning these champions, meaning because frontrunners are really strong for all of these cups, then Summer Maruzensky is going to be a good pull without even breaking down the details. And even then, she'll still continue to be a good pull because frontrunners want to run in packs. You want at least 2, if not 3. A lot of people suggest 3 frontrunners. So that's my thoughts on like whether or not you should pull Maruzensky in light of Mihono Bourbon coming out in 5 months. A lot of people are also just itching, right? Like their carrots, their wallet is itching. They need to spend. They want to get something new in this game. They're tired of saving. And in that case, I think Summer Maruzensky for a character is excellent to go ahead and spend your carrots on. The only other thing I would consider besides Summer Maruzensky is the fact that we do have the support card banner, a very pivotal support card banner coming up. And that's going to be over here, the Rice Shower and Riko Kashimoto banner. Now, the long story short of it, there's a video on this right now. It's actually a really good video. This video by Henry Handsome Derby, I'll link this in the description below. I've watched this. I might upload my reaction to it. He goes over in pretty good detail why these cards are so incredibly good. These are scenario link cards to the upcoming Unity Cup scenario, okay? And they basically supercharge all your Unity Cup scenario runs. And Unity Cup is just around the corner. Unity Cup is pretty much going to come out right as that banner comes out, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a month beforehand. October 26th, the half-year anniversary. That's typically when you can expect Unity Cup to be out. So this is a very good banner to kind of review, or rather, I'm sorry, this is a very good video to review why these cards exactly are so good. Their long story short is that this banner is incredibly pivotal, okay? There's also the Nice Nature Wit card. I'm not that big of a fan of it. It is good for making late surgers if you wanted to, right? She is also a good late surger card because she has a very pivotal gold acceleration skill for late surgers by virtue of just being late surgers, right? Long story short of it is that Summer Maruzensky isn't the only thing to be looking out for, okay? She's really good. She's really hot. She has a great design, great aesthetic, but the only reason why I would see why you won't pull for her is if you were saving for Nice Nature, the Wit support card, whether or not you want to whale her or just go at 0 LB. I would say, like, don't stop at 0 LB. You're probably just going to want to whale for this card if you really want it. But this banner, the Rice Shower Riko Kashimoto, which is coming out in about a month, is very important. You're going to want both of these cards, at least 1 or 2 copies of Riko, and Rice Shower would be icing on the cake, but Riko is definitely very pivotal. Now, that is like whether or not you should pull in context to the other banners, okay? As far as Maruzensky goes, the character. Maruzensky, the summer outfit, is incredibly hot. She's well designed. She looks good. She's definitely the most waifu, I would say, out of a lot of the Umamusume. She has 15% speed, 50% wit growth. That's amazing for a front runner, right? That's incredibly easy stat growths. Her career is really easy as well. You have distances that are very flexible. She has B in short, A in mile, B in medium, C in long, which is very, very easy to fix no matter which way you go. You can even fix her dirt aptitude if you wanted to, right? Her strategy, she's going to want to be a front runner. You pretty much don't want to run her as anything else. Now, moving forward from that, you will have a Kiss for Courage. Increase velocity with an enthusiastic let's go when positioned toward the front in the second half of the race after recovering endurance with a skill. Now, how this works, okay, is that when you've activated one heal, okay, as soon as you hit the 50% mark and this condition applies, so you're in top 3, you will activate the skill, and it's a velocity boost. That's basically it. Now, the question is, what happens if you activate the heal before the 50% mark and after the 50% mark? Well, if you activate it before the 50% mark of a track, and we're talking about a race course, right, what is halfway through the track, then if you activate it before, then this skill will activate as soon as you hit the halfway mark. If you activate your heal after this halfway mark, then this unique skill will activate whenever this goes off. Now, is there, like, would you want to sort of control this? You can. You definitely can. especially for like shorter distance track like mile or short. But for like tracks like medium distance or long distance, certainly not. You're not going to want to control it because you're going to be wanting to stack a lot of heals, and by doing so, some of them are going to go off before the 50% mark. But as having a mid-race velocity skill that's consistent, that is 5-second duration, that's strong, is incredibly good, right? It is incredibly important for front runners either to overtake and take their lead or to maintain their lead. This skill does both, right? It is an incredibly good, versatile skill, and for tracks like mile distance or short distance, can even be controlled to an extent, right? Now, what do you have to sort of activate this, or what are her other skills? You have innate skills, you have corner recovery, great. That's more discounts for swinging maestro, right? You have productive plan. This one is okay. It's a speed boost if you're first place, and it's kind of random, so it's not very consistent. Not the biggest fan of the skill. It's also exclusive to miles. But you also have Moxie, which is a heal skill whenever you hit the uphill as a front runner, which is excellent. This is a really, really good skill. Pretty much the only way you're going to get this is either through any of these cards. Ines Fujin, right? Twin Turbo or Metro Palmer. None of these cards are like must-haves, or like no one's running them in their deck, or they're not excited to anyway, right? So the innate skills, corner recovery, Moxie, very good. Now, what about the awakening? Well, you have 777s. Now, a lot of people, you might hear some discourse about like, oh, I'm going to use 777s to activate a Kiss for Courage at the exact right moment for a race. That can work for certain tracks, for sure. But when you're talking about like medium or long distance, again, you're going to have more than one white heal, okay? So don't depend on that. 777s is good. It's not like incredibly like crazy for Summer Maruzensky though, in pretty much any case. If you're looking at Christmas Ogre Cap, that is where 777s is very, very essential to a lot of different race courses, but not so much for Summer Maruzensky. Still, pretty good skill, right? Very consistent. You have Restless, reduce fatigue on an uphill, front runner, so it's a gold version of Moxie. You know, Moxie's good. This one's also very good. You have Speed Eater, which is very good. Definitely a very strong skill, especially for this current Cancer Cup. It's a mile skill that decreases the velocity of girls behind, and that's very good, especially in a contest versus front runners, right? You don't want to be overtaken, and that's pretty much what it is. If you're in the lead, it's really, really nice. Then you have Mile Maven. This one you could probably skip. It's a level 5 golden version of the productive plan, which is like not that great because, again, the condition is like it's not so usable. You have to be first. So this is only able to help you maintain a lead, not fight for a lead. Not something like a Kiss for Courage or Sparkly Stardom. Well, Sparkly Stardom helps you maintain the lead. But I digress. Productive plan, Mile Maven, it's not like incredibly good. You have skills from events. This one's good for sprints. This one fast paced. This one's not bad at all. I actually would say this is really good because it is the white version of Escape Artist. This is a little expensive. It is, but white version of Escape Artist, right? Very easy to activate. You need to be within the top 5. It's gonna activate somewhere in the mid race, right? This is a very good skill for sure. All right. So that is Summer Maruzensky. That's not too much to say. She's an ideal front runner, especially up until you have Mihono Bourbon. But even then, like, who else are you going to run with Mihono Bourbon? Are you going to run Saiyan Sky? You're definitely not going to run Saiyan Sky. At that point, or rather at this point, with Summer Maruzensky, Saiyan Sky is pretty much not going to be a very strong front runner. You have Summer Maruzensky, you have Smart Falcon, and you have a lot of like Mihono Bourbon, Silent Suzuka, right? I would say, Daiwa Scarlet to an extent, right? I would say she's a little more difficult, but as far as like the top frontrunners go, Maruzensky, or rather Saiyan Sky, goes from, second place position all the way to third, and I feel like that's still a pretty big leap, right? Maruzensky Summer is a very good frontrunner. Here's her ultimate. There you go. Now that is gotta be cheating, right? If you're a horse girl riding a dolphin in the middle of a race, that's incredible. That's a very, very good skill. So, Summer Maruzensky is very good, long story short of it. And unless you were really hurting for carrots, if you're really hurting for carrots and you're like you don't care about Summer Maruzensky, and if you don't care about making good frontrunners, because let's be honest, making good frontrunners is hard. Okay, it is very difficult. You need like 3 green skills, right? Which might not be the easiest thing to get, depending on what green skills are needed for, like, let's say a champions meet. You need the groundwork with those skills, right? You also need to get a inheritance from Seiyun's Sky, right? Making a front runner is a tall order. It's not for everyone. It's very sweaty. It's very RNG. There's a lot of runs that go into it. And so, like, if you're not into making front runners, if you're not into Summer Maruzensky, definitely consider saving for either Nice Nature if you're really into late surgers, or Riko Kashimoto and Rice Shower if you basically want the next 4 or 5 months following this banner to be extremely easy, because they're basically, or at least Riko Kashimoto is like a must-have for your Unity Cup. It is a must-have, absolutely. At least 1 copy. I would probably suggest 2. Anyway, we'll get more into details on that in a different video, but if you want a pretty good video already describing this, again, check out Henry Handsome Derby and his channel. He has a very good video explaining it. Link is in the description below. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the support cards. Now, we're going to kind of make this quick, give you the long and short of it. For Sweep Tosho, Speed, SSR. Might be okay, right? Well, let's take a look. You have 35% friendship training on off the rip, and pretty much no other stat multiplier. You have a pretty good and high specialty priority, especially for a 0 limit break card. If you go 1 limit break, you get skill point bonus, which is nice. Very similar to her SR counterpart. But after that, it's like, okay, well, 45 for 15% mood effect. Okay. A little higher specialty priority. You have 42% friendship bonus. Level 50, you have a total of 45 friendship bonus. This card is missing a key sort of support effect, and that's the training effectiveness. However, she has skill point bonus. She has decent stat stick multipliers, I would say. She also has race bonus, which is incredibly useful for Make a New Track, which is the scenario after the next one, after the Unity Cup. That being said, is she like essential? Is she a Kita-san Black? No, she's definitely not. She's a far cry from that, okay? She is pretty much what I can determine used for getting straightaway spurt. Now, this is not even guaranteed. If you take a look at her chain event, it's kind of like a 50-50 if you choose the top option between giving straightaway spurt or just nothing, right? So that's like that's a part of it, right? And for her random events, she retains the same event as her SR counterpart as far as these go. These are tied to the character, and the second one is going to be able to give charming as a bottom option. So she has pretty good events. And if you're looking for like a good way to like get straightaway spurt, like a 50-50 shot, there you go. And it's on a speed card, which is also very convenient. So for an end closer card that you're looking to make a parent with, borrowing this card is not bad at all to try and give you that extra edge on getting straightaway spurt. She also has pretty nice skills for end closers, including Slipstream, After School Stroll, and Trick Rear. Sweep Tosho SSR speed card, definitely not anything, or like rather a highlight of a banner, not a must pull, not very like, oh, sorry, not incredibly pivotal at all. So definitely don't need to be wasting your time too much with this one. Now, that being said, if you do have her, you know, consider running her in parent runs for end closers. I definitely would. Now, let's compare really quick this SSR speed card to the Sweep Tosho. What's really nice about the Sweep Tosho is the fact that she does have training effectiveness, right? You have 10% training effectiveness with the skill point bonus, with the mood effect and friendship bonus. So she has all stat stick multipliers with a pretty high specialty priority. And on top of that, she has hint frequency, which makes it really nice. Sweep Tosho SR speed card is very good. You're gonna have it at maximum break, hopefully soon, sometime eventually in your Umamusume career. But this card is definitely not as crazy as this one, I would say. Moving forward, we have Winning Ticket SSR support card. Now, you have this as a stamina card. This card, pretty much from what I can tell, is going to be a hint card, right? And it's going to be for late surgers. For late surgers, you have Position Pilfer, Outer Swell, you have Slick Surge, right? These are pretty good late surger skills, right? You have 1.8 second 15, you have another 3 seconds for 15. That's with 180 cost. This is definitely really nice as far as your efficiency, right? And also not too difficult to activate, I would say. You just need to be overtaking someone essentially on the final corner. And Slick Surge is a really nice acceleration skill for late surgers. Now, it is phase random, so it's, you know, activating sometime random in the late race. But still, I would say it's very gambly, as some people would say. But that's kind of like how late surgers play. And this is a very pivotal key skill for late surgers. Now, moving forward from that, you do have skills from events. Hard Worker is not very good, but you do have late surger corners. And you also have 1.5 million CC. The 1.5 million CC is a velocity skill that activates when you enter an uphill. This is incredibly good for the upcoming Leo Cup, which has an uphill in the final straight and an uphill in the early race. So getting that leg up, so to speak, right? Pun unintended, is going to be very nice. And 1.5 million CC is a very good skill for a lot of different tracks. Moving forward, you have late surger corners, right? And so first of all, 1.5 million CC is a choice on the second event, which is incredibly nice, right? But for late surger corners, it's going to be in a random event. And hey, any style corners is going to be good. It's very efficient. 3 second for 15 centimeter per second on a 130 cost is incredibly efficient. So that's like the baseline. It's very, very good. So Winning Ticket SSR support card is not a card that you're going to be wanting to pull yourself. You can see as far as the stat stick goes, she has like 15 friendship bonus, 15 mood bonus, and a stamina bonus, but no specialty priority. So stat stick, that's out the window, right? So she's a roamer. Okay, well, there's no training effectiveness. So that's not very good. She is essentially a hint parent card, or a card to give your parents and stock them up on hints, and specifically for late surgers. Firm conditions is good too, but you're not going to play this card just for firm conditions. It's a late surger parent card. That's pretty much all there is to it. Moving forward, you have Daiwa Scarlet SSR, and this is not a banner card. This is an event card. And I don't really know where to put these event card sort of PSAs. So I'm going to stick it here in this video. This is a power SSR. And you're going to go maximum break on it, right? You could go 45, I believe, is not bad. Yeah, 45 is not bad, I would say. Definitely doesn't hurt to stop at 45 if you want to save your SP and your monies. But if you do maximum break it, power SSR, free card, right? It's a roaming power card, which is not too bad. If you, if like in my condition or in my specific case, I was raising a Hishi Amazon for Cancer Cup. And what I did was I had 2 power cards, and one of them was a borrowed Ogre Cap. The other is a power card, but I ran Agnes Digital. And the reason why is because Agnes Digital is kind of similar. She has 10% training effectiveness, and she also has low specialty priority, or I don't think she even has any, right? So she's a roaming power card. And the reason why is because Hishi Amazon has 20% power growth. So it's like, I want power, but I don't need that much of it, because what I noticed was with all my runs, I was capping out on power super easily. So it's like, okay, how can I fine tune this, right? How can I still run a power card that I need a little bit, right? I'm not going to just run one power card. I'm going to need a little bit. So I'll run a power card, but how do I get stats in other places? This is the solution. Daiwa Scarlet is that solution. Agnes Digital is that solution. she is a roaming power support card. You have 10% training effectiveness. That's good. That is good. That is solid. On top of all this, you do have the power bonus and you have hint levels. So what does she help with regards to hints? Well, she has competitive spirit, preferred position, rosy outlook. You can see by taking a look at these skills, it's mostly highlighting pace chasers with an affinity for medium distance tracks, pretty much like Daiwa Scarlet herself. So that's what you got there. Now, notably, you do have shifting gears, which I would say is a key skill for mile distance tracks. It's a okay costed skill, right? That is pretty easy to activate, I would say, especially for someone like a front runner or a pace chaser. So shifting gears is nice. But from that, or rather, besides all of this, right? Besides all the skill hints, she also has skill events. And this is nice. You have a gold heal for pace chasers. You have race planner. We have special week, the SSR speed card. And now it's a speed card. It's good. And part of why it's good is also because it has Gourmand, a pace chaser healing skill, a golden one too. Now, Daiwa Scarlet joins into that mix by having providing power, but also providing another golden heal in race planner. So pace chasers are going to be incredibly easy to raise, I believe, because of this race planner. Now, the card itself, again, 10% training effectiveness is not bad, right? I would say it's definitely worth considering, okay? But race planner on the card, that's definitely very nice to have. So you have a race planner on the third event. It's not even a choice. You have a 50-50 on whether or not you can get it. Okay? All right. So that is it for this banners. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this. And use code MAMBO for 10% off your gamer subs. My name is Rednu, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.